Hi, my name is Becky. I decided to make this video to help women suffering with infertility. I know the pain and heartache that brings. For the last 12 years, my husband and I have been through this journey ourselves. It is my hope and prayer that my story will help set alight that glimmer of hope that your life will once again be filled with joy. I love each day. I'm filled with hope and I'm thankful for this life that I've been given. This is my story. I've been heartbroken I don't know how many times through pregnancy loss, endometriosis, depression, anxiety, the adoption journey and walking away from all of that. I've cried countless tears and felt left behind as my friends and loved ones welcomed their babies into the world. And yet I want to tell you, sweet sister, that I am now at peace in my heart, and I am so grateful for every single day that I've been given. One day my husband asked me if I'd ever stop to think about the blessings that I had in my life. You know, I'd spent so many years thinking about this child that I'd longed for, this baby that I wanted, that I hadn't even really realised. I hadn't even thought about it. It didn't actually cross my mind. But then, when I did think about it, I realised that I have a wonderful home. I have family who love me, a comfortable bed, a warm doona at night time, a fridge stocked with food, a husband who is kind and gentle and fun to be with, and so many other things in my life. I am truly blessed. And you know, I never even stopped to realise it. For so long, I just thought about this dream that just wouldn't leave me. So this is what life used to be like. I used to feel like life was passing me by, that everybody else was getting on with their life, while I was just stuck in the moment, waiting to become a mum. And you know, it never happened. In 12 long years, it never happened. I did have good days, but often all I wanted to do was stay in bed. Endometriosis was painful, and I was exhausted. I thought about wanting to have a baby so often, and it was so tiring, always thinking like that. It was the day after we left our adoption journey that I started to think about the life I had lived up to that point. I'd spent so much time longing for this child that we didn't have yet, and I realised when I was older, did I want to look back on the life that I'd lived and think, you know, you've wasted that? Or did I want to get out and live life and do the very best that I could? And you know, on that day, God spoke to my heart and He told me that I was created for more than that. And so enough was enough. I decided to get up. And it wasn't exactly like it is in this video. It wasn't. But it was definitely the day that I made a decision to live life differently, to wake up and to be thankful for every day. I did have a lot to be thankful for, and I'd spent a lot of time not realising it. I no longer wanted to live like that, upset and feeling like I had been hard done by. I wanted to look outside and be joyful and grateful for every new morning. And so from that day, I started to see life quite differently. Little by little, I started to recognise that every day was precious. Every day was beautiful. I'd been living this life where I'd been there, but I just wasn't really present. My mind was always drifting off. And yet now, I just saw so much beauty around me. I was blessed with this vision that I had never had in my whole life. life is not perfect and I do still have days that are really difficult, but I did start to see life with fresh eyes. I started to be grateful for everything that I'd been given. I started to read scripture more. I started to pray more. I started to spend time thanking God for every day and not feeling like I had missed out, but in fact I'd been given an amazing opportunity. I'd been holding on to wanting a baby so tightly that I couldn't let it go. And so I decided that I would put that in God's hands. It wasn't for me to decide whether I was going to have a child one day. It was up to Him. But it was up to me to make the very most out of the life that I have been given. Letting go and giving that to God helped me to see other people outside of myself. I've been working with the local food van for a few years, and I decided to give more of myself to it. And in that, great healing came. I'm definitely not better than other people, not at all, but walking with brothers and sisters and lifting them up in their pain, that brings great healing. I may not have my own children, but I do have pets. I have dogs who I absolutely adore. They're just gorgeous. I have Coco. I've had Coco for 10 years and she's so precious to me. She's such a sweet girl and so loving and kind. I have Romeo. He's such a beautiful boy. He loves me so much. He runs towards me so quickly. Sometimes he nearly bowls me over. I'm so blessed to have them in my life. Over the years, I've had Lego, my beautiful boy. I've had chickens who I absolutely adore. They're just so cute. They have the most gorgeous personalities. They're so beautiful. And the ducks and turkey, they're just so sweet. Little Brian, such a little joy to be around. We've raised our own chicks. We've been so blessed. Fresh fruit and veggies are a way of life for me now. I absolutely love them. I've found that eating fresh produce and really healthy food has helped my endometriosis so much in ways that I never imagined. Before I changed my diet, I had so much pain. There were days when I would be lying on the floor in pain. Those women out there listening who have endometriosis, I'm sure many of you can understand what that feels like. Changing my diet has helped so much. I now eat healthy food. I avoid processed food wherever possible. It's opened up a whole new way of eating for me. It's been so beautiful. I do have a lot of smoothies and they're so delicious. I eat lots of fresh food. I find that this gives me the energy that I need to get through my day. It's also helped with the pain levels so much. Having fertility issues and endometriosis has meant that over the years I've needed my friends to encourage me and uplift me. I now have such a beautiful circle of friends who are there to inspire and share life with, and I'm so grateful for them. Not only that, but I now have the energy to put into the friendships and not just get from them. It's been such a blessing to share life with my friends, to spend time with them, to call them, to go out for dinner, to enjoy functions together. I can't believe that my life is the way it is now. Walking alongside my friends is so beautiful, and it's such a privilege, and I'm so thankful to be able to enjoy that today. Now that I have more energy and my endometriosis is so much better, I can get out of the house and go and explore the world. I remember we used to go on holidays, but there were certainly days where I would have too much pain and I would have to stay in the hotel room. Now we can go and travel together. We can explore the world together, and that is just such a beautiful blessing. It's amazing. There are so many places to explore out there, so many new lands to see, so many different types of food to eat, different cultures to learn about. When I was depressed, it was too difficult to really be in the moment, to really be present and appreciate the experiences that were happening around me. Now I don't have enough days in the year to go and explore. Life is beautiful. There are difficult days, but there are so many beautiful days. I used to take them for granted. I didn't really stop and see them. I didn't really stop and enjoy the moment. I spent too many years not enjoying the moment. Now every day is precious. And I'm not just saying that. It truly is. The holidays don't last forever. You do have to come home eventually. But home is still beautiful. Home is that place where you feel comfortable. Home is that place where you feel loved and cherished. Home is that place where your parents are. That place where those that you love the most are there to care for you and support you. And home is not a location. Home is where your heart is free. Home is where you are truly loved. Our family have never made us feel bad for not having been able to have children yet. They've just always encouraged and loved us. They're always there for us. They're our greatest supports. One of the greatest joys in my life is being an auntie. It's so beautiful seeing little girls and boys grow up and having the blessing of being part of their lives. Being called auntie is just amazing. Being a godmother is so precious. I feel so privileged to be a part of these children's lives, to watch them grow, to read stories to them, to play with them, to run around the backyard with them, to make daisy chains. And can I just tell you, having my nieces and nephews call me Auntie Becky, that is just the best thing ever. Since that day when I decided to see the world quite differently, I've taken up cycling, and I absolutely love it. My husband tried to encourage me to start cycling for over a year, and I didn't listen. I didn't understand how amazing it could be. We love spending our weekends riding. And you know, it is so beautiful being well enough to do it. I used to find it difficult just walking to the letterbox. And last year, we did the Shimanami Kaido. That was the most amazing experience. What I've been able to do in the last few years, I never imagined that my life would be this different. When I used to lie sick in bed, I never saw that life would be like this. One of the things that I love doing the most now is going for walks. Whether it's by myself or with a friend, whether it's along the river or through the bush, going for a walk is just so beautiful. It reminds me of what my dad used to say. He used to always tell us when we were having a bad day to just put a pack on our back and go bush. Go walking, listen to the birds singing, and be at peace. Just quiet your soul and listen. Something that I really love doing is growing my own fruit and veggies. It's so amazing watching those little plants grow. Spending time in the garden, tilling the soil, pulling the weeds out, watering those plants. It's just so wonderful. Spending time, quiet time outdoors, watching as your little plants grow bigger and bigger and being able to pick the fruit off the trees. It's so amazing. It's something I look forward to every year. Having the opportunity to grow my own fruit is so wonderful. And you know, we've lived on this block of land for 7 years, and I never used to really appreciate it. I never took the time to notice the little things. And you know, it's those little things that are just so precious. In all those years, I never really saw just how beautiful it was. And yet, I have this wonderful place, this wonderful home, and I didn't realise how beautiful it was for all those years. It's such a shame, really. It's such a beautiful place to call home, and yet I was thinking about other things. Honestly, I'm just so grateful that I can really see just how wonderful it is now. Now that I see the world with a different perspective. Do you know, life is so wonderful. I mean, like, everybody has difficult days, but almost every day I wake up filled with a sense of joy and a sense of adventure, and I just can't wait to get out and enjoy all that life has to offer. It's so beautiful being here. And you know, I spent such a long time not realising that, not appreciating each day, not truly understanding the blessing that I'd been given, that I'm alive. And you know, for those struggling with depression, it's so hard to see that. And I'm so glad that I do now, because it's just so wonderful. And every day, there are little things to enjoy. There are beautiful books to read. There are wonderful places to sit and think and relax and pray. There are wonderful mountains to climb and great little spots in the backyard to relax in. There are parks to enjoy and cafes to explore. And it's so great having your feet bare. There are your favourite spots, those little quiet places that you share with friends, and quiet places. There are sand dunes to climb, and secluded beaches to explore, places to relax, and beautiful spots to enjoy the sunset. And I so love my walks. They're so relaxing. Just enjoying, being present in the moment, the sunshine on my skin. It's so beautiful. And then there are the happy bees that go about collecting pollen and going off to make honey. All these little things that I never even saw. They talk about stopping and smelling the roses. And do you know what? I actually take that seriously. Any opportunity that I have, I stop and I enjoy the little things, the moments that could pass me by if I wasn't really here. You know, there's a passage in the Bible, it's in Matthew, and it says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." And for so long, my treasure was a dream. It was a little baby, and that's where my heart stayed. My heart couldn't see everything else that was around me. And he opened my eyes, and he helped me to see that he has given me so much. I learnt something recently about grapevines, that if you take a little piece and break it off and put it in the soil, to begin with, it looks dead, and then life bursts forth. And then then it reaches up to the light and it grows big and strong. And so now, it's almost bedtime. It's time for me to get ready to go to sleep. And as I get into bed tonight and snuggle in under my doona and get all comfy and snuggly and warm, I will be thankful for today, and I will be looking forward to tomorrow with anticipation. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. It means so much to me. Please share this with your loved ones struggling with infertility, endometriosis, or depression. I pray that it helps them to have hope for a brighter tomorrow. Because weeping may last through the night, but joy comes in the morning.